All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About Lego. This is Jason, that's me, with the brick stop, and tonight we're going to be joined once again with Brick Monarch, the one and only Andrew. I'm going to have him jump on here right now, and we'll get this convo started. Hello, everybody, thank you for joining. Yeah. How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, man.
Hi, man.
Hey. Forgot what I was talking about.
Ice Planet?
Yes. So, tonight we're talking about Ice Planet. My intro was kind of random, though, so.
It always is.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair. Hello, everybody. Welcome on. Thank you for joining. We got Foolin' with Bricks in the house. We've got James 5 Westman. Welcome, sir. We got people on here, so thank you so much. Good to see you. How's your week been, man?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
And everyone is in for a treat tonight because I have most of the sets built.
Yeah, we don't show too many physically built sets because one reason or the other. A lot of us have a lot of them, but they're usually storage or something like that, so or not built. That's exciting.
I still got half of my collection in the storage unit.
Yeah, exactly.
And the half that's here is like basically all new Bricklink orders that I'm, just like hoarding parts for this castle. So that's taking up a lot of space.
Right. Pretty focused on the castle right now.
Yeah, pretty focused.
But yeah, so welcome everyone. Thanks for joining. We're doing a Let's Talk About Lego Ice Planet edition, and we're looking forward to seeing some of those physical builds this time around.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, first off, we can start off with the no names. I don't have the no name, the unnamed little set with the 6 wheels. I have the parts to build it.
Is that the one that came?
I think it came in like a combo pack.
Yeah. Was it a? I should have looked at this because I did notice that there was one without a name on there. Was it just a rebuild of one of the other ones that was thrown into the combo, or is it its own thing?
No, it was its own thing.
Okay.
But it comes with like really cool parts on it. It comes with one of these.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a shovel in the front instead of a satellite. It's technically a satellite.
Yeah, it's like a satellite dish they used for the shovel. Yeah. Or not dish, but
yeah. Kind of ridiculous.
Cool. Yeah. So I mean, it's considered, I guess, supposedly a sub-theme of space, but it has a complete wave of sets.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of really good sets. I mean, there's technically 10 listed, but the little Ice Scout was released with 3 different numbers. So with those 3 and the unnamed set, there goes 4 of them. So really, we've got 6 primaries.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. This. Yeah. Did you say the snow scooter?
Yeah, the snow scooter, or ice scooter, or whatever it is, little tiny.
Yeah, a little hover one, a little hoverboat thing.
Yeah, it's got like I don't know, like 15 parts in a minifig or something like that. 10 parts in a minifig.
Yeah. So I'll open with this. That was actually, I think I was around 10 years old or so when that came out. I might have been a little older, but I think it was close to that. That was my first Lego set. And I got it from a cereal box promotion.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
That's probably why it had all the different numbered variations to it.
Exactly. So yeah, we got it. It was from Cheerios. Like if you got like 4 boxes of Cheerios, you could send in the little coupons and they'd send you the Lego set. Yeah.
I remember those days.
Yeah, it was a good time. And so the fact you got like an actual Lego kit with that was so cool.
It is cool. I mean, there was a couple of them. I think there was like a little race car, one of those little tiny original race cars where it had like the 2x3x1 slope in the front with the number on it.
Yes, I think
had the
that
little
was
tiny wheels.
And I
looked more like a go-kart than a race car.
I can't remember if they said you could choose between the different ones or they just sent you a random one, but I think it showed a picture of like 2 or 3 little tiny like poly bag
Yeah.
sets you could get. Yeah. So, yeah, man. I
Well,
mean, so this goes all the way back to my real obsession and beginning of Lego with the Ice Planet stuff.
yeah. I mean, I actually started collecting the Ice Planet when they first released.
Yeah.
The first one that I had was the Blizzard Baron.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Do we have a do we have that one built? Do you have that one, or is that one of the
I do.
missing ones?
Yeah. I've got
Okay,
it built right here.
cool. Yeah.
This
Well, let's
is
take a look
the,
at that one.
this is
Okay.
the
Yeah.
Blizzard Baron.
Yeah. It looks awesome.
Very cool. I love the trans sled pieces.
Yeah, the little ski parts. Those are new to this theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean the trans neon orange dude is just so sick.
Yeah, I love it. I
Absolutely
love
love
transparent
these.
orange. Yeah.
And on this one, the little satellite comes off. You can drop it. So that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, it's got the little cool the Technic brick pin in there.
Yeah, the pin and push. And then I suppose before we jump into anything else, we've got the actual first little set.
Yeah.
This is the Ice Tunnellator.
Yeah, I love that name, the Ice Tunnellator.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Minifig, hot chainsaw, the skis. I mean, you can't really go wrong getting. This was one of those you should have bought 50 or 60 of.
Right. Build the army.
Yeah. Okay. So the minifig. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 8. Yeah. There's like 15 parts on this.
Yeah, just a little guy.
Super cool little set.
Well, it's packed for a little set like that. You get the saw, you get the
and look how
wheels.
wide it is.
Yeah.
With the wheels.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Get that
It's
cool.
like you could drive over water.
Yeah.
And then you said that you had the box for the Ice Sat V.
Yeah. Which I would assume with ISAT V, the V would that stand for the Roman numeral 5? Is that at Ice Satellite 5?
No.
Are you sure?
No, it stands for vehicle.
Okay, because I didn't look that up.
Ice Satellite Vehicle.
Okay. So there's that. That's the one. This set, this is probably one of the most iconic Lego space vehicles ever made.
It is.
It's too good.
It is. But I actually have this. I don't have it built, but I have my version of it, which is based on another iconic space set.
Yeah.
And mine is actually called the Ice Snooper Sat V. And it's basically that same concept mixed with the Solar Snooper.
Yeah, there it is. Man, that's a big set.
It is very big.
So here, we can actually show what you based that on right here. So you took this set and you redesigned it to be an Ice Planet set, and you even added the satellite rocket technology on the back with the crane.
Yep, same builds as the Sat V with the magnetic crane.
Yeah, secret project revealed, says Lady Bricks.
Yeah, and I mean this thing honestly has got it's got headlights and tail lights on everything.
Yeah.
You know, I've got the removable back cab.
Wow. You built that last year.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I remember you sent me a picture and I was like, dude, that's awesome. And you're like, hold on, we got to save this for the Ice Planet top.
Yeah, but it's super badass, man. And honestly, it's beefier than the Solar Snooper.
Yeah, I remember you
It's
talking.
wider. It's wider in here by one stud on each side.
Okay.
So it's pretty gnarly. There's lots of content. I have tons of content on this that I will be putting out on my YouTube and Instagram in the days to come.
Sweet, man. Well, we're looking forward to that. We were considering doing instructions too, right? We were talking about that.
Yeah, I was thinking about releasing some instructions on this bad boy.
At some point, that'd be awesome.
At some point, yeah.
So let's take a look at the comments real quick. We got Ice Planet question mark from Philip Mori 87. Sorry if I messed up that tag. That's a classic thing the Jason does here.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about Ice Planet tonight. Man, we need Ice Planet 2022. That'd be pretty cool, man. We got.
That would be.
Ice Planet.
I'd buy all of them in a heartbeat.
Yeah, because the original one is Ice Planet 2002. You can kind of see it in the edge there. I
know. And then they all came out in what, 93?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we should have mentioned that at the beginning. Ice Planet
Probably should have mentioned that, yeah.
92 or 93 to 94 with a couple random re-release things jumping all the way to.
At the time, I was like, so in like 10 years, the whole planet's going to be frozen.
Right.
And here we are at 2022, and it's not frozen yet.
Not frozen yet. Where are my awesome trans neon orange saws I have to use to cut my way out of my house?
I bought all of them.
Yeah. Do you? Oh, I see. Yeah, on Bricklink.
Yeah. Before we get into any of the bigger ones, I have to. I mean, this is a notable mention here. The Celestial Sled.
Yeah. Yeah. Celestial Sled. That's a really nice little set. It's got those cool like big skis on the bottom, which you don't see that often.
Yeah.
I like that one. I love the Ice Planet prints.
I do like these. Yeah, and the tiles. The tiles are great.
All the tiles, the prints, all of the imagery they put on there. Dude, you got your Ice Planet shirt. That's so cool. And you have a mug, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was drinking coffee earlier. It's over on my desk.
Okay. We got Retro Brick says jealous of that box. Yeah, it's a nice box to have for sure. James 5 Westman, believe he's talking about the set you revealed, the Ice Planet. Did you call it Ice Scooter?
It's Ice Snooper.
Oh, Ice Snooper, right. He says, oh, that's beautiful. RR Slugger, who helped us out in our Arctic and our Rock Raider.
He's a Rock Raider guy.
Yeah, he's the Rock Raider guy. He says, sweet conversation, great looking mock. Fooling with bricks, that's mighty sweet. So this is in reference to the mock you just showed us. Looking forward to it, they said, for the content based on that. Okay, cool, man. Yeah. RR Slugger has a point that I was going to bring up because we're talking about Trans Neon Orange. He did a video on YouTube recently. Because Ice Planet is so chock full of it, I was going to mention that, and he says there in the comments, they just recently discontinued that color officially. So that's pretty sad.
Would that be this piece as well? Because this piece is fairly new.
Yeah, that's so Nexonites. He has a whole 10-minute video on why he's quite certain they just discontinued it.
Well, here's a little tidbit. This has the same effect as the Trans Neon. The ones from Nexonites.
Yeah, I think I think that's the last series of Lego sets we may see that on.
Well, then that means that I better get on Bricklink and buy 50 of each one that I can find.
Yeah, there's a ton. I don't think we're going to see a big problem with not getting a hold of some of the more recent Trans Neon Orange parts. It will maybe be more of the bigger parts, which I know you've already gathered up a nice stack of, but some of those older parts which are already a little hard to find, and they're not even.
Yeah, the big ones are extremely hard to find. I ordered all the ones from Germany because nobody's got them in the U.S.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean, we won't be seeing any more probably moving forward. So I guess that's what he's talking about, which is pretty a bummer because it's one of my it's my favorite. I don't like the trans orange much. I love the trans neon orange. And it's one of
Yeah,
my favorite colors.
the trans orange is kind of dull.
It's okay, like, but like even when I'm
actually have one right here.
yeah,
This is a trans orange
mm-hmm.
1x2 tile or plate.
Yeah.
Let's see, in comparison to the neon, you can see the difference. One is super dull, and this one is super bright.
Yeah.
And loud.
Well,
conveniently, I've got about 15 of these.
Yeah, well, it's definitely got the neon like edge to it, man, and that's what gives it that extra bright pop.
Yeah, but see, this one does not. This does not.
Still...
This is the trans. This is like the trans orange that they use on the fires.
Right, right. Well, that's kind of what they've been using on everything. Like even like the more recent, I think even like Lord of the Rings for torches, and even the more recent castle stuff. Well, maybe not Lord of the Rings. It looks actually like they did use trans neon orange, but all the recent fire pieces and all that stuff, that's all been done in now just trans orange. So
yeah,
I just like it. I like the other stuff better. Like when I'm building my castle MOCs and stuff, I always have the trans neon orange fire pieces, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll see that kind of disappearing. Black Thrawn trans green though in the comments. Yeah, dude. Another phenomenal color.
I gotta grab some of it.
Yeah. Let's get some of that on the let's get some of that on the the video there.
No, yeah, I've got the Blacktron army here, like the little men.
Yep.
But the same colored pieces were on the UFO sets.
Yeah, we got to talk about UFO sometime.
Oh, we will. We will.
It's got some good stuff, man.
Dude, I love the UFO sets.
Yeah, let UFOs takes it to another level there with the UFO stuff.
It does.
But yeah, so going back to so trans neon orange. So yeah, that's a lot of trans neon orange on this.
We love it. We're sad to see it go.
Yeah,
you better get some on Bricklink.
Yeah, go grab some on Bricklink. And just keep your eyes out. If you see it, grab it. It's a good color to have. And Barry mentioned the color scheme is, I think, earlier up here that he said it was beautiful or fantastic or something like that. And it really is. It's, it's also one of the most unique Lego space themes I think they've done.
It is 100%.
Just with it's not just the ships and the look and the colors on the ships. It's the setting. It's the whole everything.
It's the environment.
Yeah.
The style.
Mm-hmm.
It's all of it.
The
story.
Story.
Like Blacktron and like Mtron, they were both just like floating through space. There was nothing special about them.
Yeah, well, yeah, or even the older ones. What are they called? The
Futron,
Unitron, or
Futron.
What was the very first? Futron. Yeah, did you just say that?
Yeah, I said that twice.
You were original Blacktron, Space Police, and Futron. They all look like they're from the same area in space.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the same backgrounds and such.
Yeah, much, like Titan AE, somewhere in there.
Yeah. But Ice Planet, drops you right into a whole new world.
Yeah, a whole new planet, Planet Christo.
Right, which is also really cool that we have a name to the place.
I know.
It's not often that happens with stuff like this. So Planet Christo.
So, it really kind of created this whole. I mean, the Ice Planet theme in space could have been its own thing, and continued for many years.
Absolutely, and it could also have become not just a sub theme, like you're saying, but also could have become a foundation to float other sub themes off of that they could have tested on, kind of like So if they didn't necessarily want to, kind of like the Wolf Pack, right? If we had Ice Planet as the main course, they could have brought in smaller sub themes of space, whatever that may be, call it whatever you want, as like 2 or 3 sets in one season, and then they're out, and then something else comes in. But Ice Planet being your core would have totally worked.
Yeah,
I like that. So welcome everybody who's joining right now. We're talking about Ice Planet from 1993. What I was going to mention earlier, it did have one random, I think it might have been Ice Sat V that was released in 1999 for some reason. They had like
that was like a re-release.
Yeah, like they do a re-release on a couple things. So they drop, but there's nothing new that comes out after 1994. So that's just a little comment about that.
That's cool. Well, so I've showed the Blizzard Baron.
Yeah, so let's see.
Celestial Sled. My Snooper. I've got the Deep Freeze Defender, which
dude,
one of the baddest spaceships they've ever made.
Let's take a look at the Deep Freeze Defender, because that is a ship right there, man.
Very much so.
Yeah, I love it, man. I also like, what do we got on the back there? It's got the striped, almost like is that a garage door that they used for the
on top? Yes.
Cargo bay. Almost feels like
there's this little thing right here. You can open it up.
Okay, yeah.
And then you slide this door in, and it pops up the chair for the guy to go into space.
That's so cool.
It like launches a guy in there.
That's awesome.
And this actually is not supposed to be right there. It's actually just a little side jet with a magnet on it.
Okay.
So like any of the transport vehicles or cranes can pick it up and move it about.
I like it.
Overall, this ship is amazing.
Yeah. It's a beautiful ship.
Got that big satellite hanging out right there in the middle.
Yep. Yep. I like how they use some of the M-Tron technology with the magnet cranes. Yeah. Like you could kind of see that maybe they were, or actually they probably were allied, or at least, kind of could have been working together before they went on to Planet Christo. Because, there's no evidence.
It's pretty big.
It is big. I was looking at that. Yeah.
It's pretty big for a Lego set.
It's a hefty ship.
Spaceship.
The other ship that comes in very close to that one, I don't think I have a photo of it, but it is the Explorian's mothership. That's a pretty sprawling ship as well.
Yeah.
And it has that kind of same length to it.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, it's a cool ship. It's got some cool features with some pins you pull that make the wings flop down and stuff, but yeah, it's a cool ship. But that one, dude, Ice Planet, man. Well, I was going to mention...
There's just something about Ice Planet, man. It's just super awesome.
Oh, it's insanely loved by a lot of people. Like,
yeah.
It's got the same cult following as Rock Raiders. Maybe even, I think more, actually.
Probably more.
Yeah. I think it is more. I was going to say on the back of that, the door that slides open, it kind of reminds me of like energy shields. And then in the last set, we'll talk about the base. They have that little like laser door grid that opens and closes on the ramp.
Yeah.
And I like how that's like part of their technology is these like laser doors, like kind of things going.
Like the whole thing of the Ice Planet is the fact that all of the orange stuff is made out of like this crystal that retains heat. So it emits heat all the time. Which then leads me back to my creative thinking on my build. As you can see down in here, I see how I've got the neon orange pieces up in here.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I was like, how do you not have your wheels freeze? I was like, put little heaters on them.
There you go.
So I've got heat emitting underneath the bulk of the vehicle all the time.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that makes sense for their saw pieces, which is their primary tool, their primary accessory, as being superheated saws to cut through the ice like that.
So it's like a hot saw that's cutting through ice. So it's going to cut through it like butter.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And so they're all equipped with those to survive in the harsh climates.
Like all the lenses, all the lenses and windscreens, they're all made out of the same material. So there's no freezing in front of their face when they're driving. It's all just heat on the Ice Planet. It's
Yeah.
great. The whole
Well,
concept is
that
awesome.
plays into some of the lore that actually I dug up. I guess there was a mini story that was kind of told in some of the literature, like the promotional stuff. I don't know how much text was actually written about it, but it depicted a Blacktron invasion, which I think we talked about when we were talking about Blacktron. Blacktron 2 tried to invade Planet Cristo, and they were ultimately defeated because they didn't have equipment to survive on the planet. And you see that in some of the depictions of them as ice cubes.
Yeah.
And Ice
Blacktron.
Planet are like cutting them out of the ice and like carrying them away and stuff. So
Yeah, which is
it's
awesome.
like a classic. It's a classic like military blunder. You went into an area that you were not prepared to deal not with the forces there, but with the elements, and they got beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the environment got them. So I like that. I think that's a cool little take on what was happening with Lego Space at the time.
Yeah, definitely. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah. So that kind of plays into what you were talking about with the correct equipment. They're clearly equipped to do their research, have their bases and their vehicles on this planet because they have that heat technology.
Yeah, which is absolutely fantastic.
What was that?
Which is fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, and that plays back to what we were talking about before, where they created not just a space theme, but a planet, an environment, and then, like you said, creatively thinking how they would survive or what they would need in that area, and then they depict that in the Lego set. That's some next level Lego set design.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. That's why I think Ice Planet is just so over the top. It's just one of those things that you can't avoid buying.
Yeah.
Like you just have to get it.
Yeah.
Well, we've got the Ice Station Odyssey.
Yeah, that's the next one.
With
that's
your laser doors that you're talking about.
Yeah, I want to see those. Is that technically not the biggest set? Is the ship still bigger?
I think the ship is. I think they're pretty close in parts.
Okay.
I don't have my computer here at this part of the desk, so I can't tell you right offhand. But I mean, I remember when I was putting the ice station together.
Yeah.
It took like half the time it took to build the ship.
Interesting. So the bulk, like most old castles and such, was probably given to you by the raised base plate.
Yeah.
And then it's just
and the big giant lenses. Yeah. So aside from the two celestial sleds that I have up front, this is the base.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You got your little laser door right there.
Yep, there it is. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Those big domes on the back.
Yeah, a lot of cool features. A lot of cool features on this. You know, this goes up and down based on, you know, there's this little knob you can turn back here. I can't get my fat hands in there to do it, but this will lay all the way down. Sure. This has all got magnets on it to load up.
Yeah.
The iStat V.
Right.
But, yeah. I mean, overall, this is a pretty cool set right here.
That's a fantastic set. You know, it's a little bigger than it looks like in the pictures, too, because I haven't actually got my hands on one. I love it.
Pretty gnarly.
It's a great set. That's a fantastic set. Just going to jump onto the comments here. What do we got? James 5 Westman says, man, old Lego had so much lore and attention to detail. Yeah, I agree. And, you know, they may not have had the most detailed Lego sets as far as like parts available or decals or whatever they're doing now, but they created real stories with most of what they produced. And I think it shows. And it doesn't matter how much little parts you put on new sets today, if they don't have that backstory holding up the theme, it doesn't mean that much to people.
I know, it's funny too, because, and I think we've mentioned this before in our videos, if you watch the Lego Masters, which we all know that they're not technically Lego Masters on that show, like you might have one or two that are good, and then the rest of them are just like people they found at Walmart that looked like they fit the part. Being honest. Okay. But Brickmaster Amy from Lego is always pushing the story. on all their builds, which is
Mm-hmm.
what they did, which was like instilled in the employees from the get-go, and that somewhere has been lost in the sets.
I don't understand that if she's part of the Lego group and she's very influential, that she's not pushing that for more of the stuff in the actual Lego sets that they're pushing now.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. She's designing all the Friends stuff. And all the Friends stuff has a story.
What was that?
All the Friends stuff has a story. You know,
I was just going to say,
they've got this, they got that. They're all friends. They all go to the mall. They go to the coffee shop. They ride in the limo. They ride the boat.
Well, yeah. So I was going to say, like, let's be honest. Friends has some of the best story that's left in Lego.
They all have
names, named characters. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Lego City sort of has some of that too, but it's not the same.
No.
Yeah.
It's not even close, dude.
Interesting. So I guess Brickmaster Amy, is on the right track, but it doesn't seem like they're really following that for the rest of the company.
No, they're not.
Interesting. Well, it's good to know that there's still...
We've got, let's see. I mean, aside from City, right? City is pretty much the only theme that has just continued on since day one. The City.
Yeah.
Everything else has just kind of like been replaced by licensed stuff.
Well, Technic was very early, but it wasn't as early as City, I don't believe.
No,
but
Technic came after. Technic wasn't right at the very beginning.
But it's pretty close. If you look at
but I mean, there's not really a story to that. That's just builds.
No,
there's
you're
no
right.
Space, there's no pirates. There's no castle anymore.
Sure.
And I mean, even when the Rock Raiders were out, they had names.
Yeah. Well, dude,
you know what I'm saying?
Rock Raiders had a whole story. They had a video game.
Ice Planet has a whole story, and like one or two of them are named at least, or maybe there's several.
I think.
But even in Castle, we had a couple of people that were named.
Yeah.
And then in Pirate, we had Redbeard, which was we always knew him as Captain Redbeard.
Dude, Pirate had a ton of names because I read off a list of names, and that wasn't even all of them because all the admirals had names. There was an admiral daughter that had a name. They had a story.
Yeah. So now the story that they're pushing on the show, it doesn't even exist in the toys that they're putting out.
That's interesting. They've been doing a lot of that recently too, with their teasing old Lego sets and themes and talking about how, they'll throw a vintage picture out on their Instagram and be like, hey, like, you feeling this, guys? And it's like, yeah, we've been feeling that since it was discontinued, and you're not doing anything like that anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, why are you showing me this? Yeah, that's interesting, man. Well, and I think in a weird way, Lego has left off on some of the storylines and some of the lore and some of the things that were foundational to creating that environment they had back then, because more than half of their content now is based on someone else's story. It's based on Star Wars.
I know. Yeah. They're like, well, if we sell licensed stuff, we don't even have to create a story.
We don't have to write
the stuff together and put a licensed price on it.
Exactly.
And sell it.
So, I mean, if you took all of the story, whether you like it or not, whether you think it's good story or not, it's still story that's coming out of the license side, and you push that all back into Lego original themes with that much story in it, we'd be like, there'd be enough for everybody to be happy.
Yeah, I would think so.
So they've kind of replaced the bulk of their storytelling with other people's writing based on their other people's shows and other people's ideas. And that's sad.
Very much so.
Yeah. But not to get onto that whole tangent. I did have a few interesting things about Ice Planet. Like I was saying earlier, or maybe I actually didn't mention this, but it was marked as a civilian faction. And I'm not sure that it was that civilian based. Like, they were doing secret research about rockets and satellites. And they had a fairly well-armed army of basically lightsaber saws walking around the planet.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. I mean, not like any major like guns or anything like that.
No,
and
that's true.
I think honestly, the satellite usage was more so for the tracking of more of the trans orange crystals.
Sure.
to
Yeah.
keep
So
moving forward with their project.
yeah. Well, and when I was reading about them and whatever online, there was plenty of content talking about how they were by no means like helpless as far as a civilian faction would go. They, again, like I said, they were able to defend their planet from Blacktron 2. Apparently, they were involved in conflict with Spyrus, as well as now I don't know where the proof of this is, but as well as a rogue faction of space police. I don't know this. They said this on the internet, so I don't, whatever. But
Must be true.
it must be true because it was online. But I couldn't find like where they gathered that like indication, because I don't know of any Space Police 2 rogue factions getting involved in anything. So there may be a storyline out there that I wasn't able to dig up.
There is a depiction in one of the books showing some Space Police, Blacktron, and Ice Planet in the same visual.
Yeah, well, it seems
and
like
I don't know if the Space Police were helping or if they were just kind of in the way.
There could have been some corruption within the Space Police system themselves. It looks like in that depiction, one of the Space Police vehicles, the Snooper, actually is bogged down in the ice, and the Ice Planet troopers, or Ice Planet astronauts, or whatever they call them, were helping dig it out. Because most of the sources say that that Ice Planet and Space Police joined forces against Blacktron to defend Planet Christo. So
yeah,
that's mostly what I heard. And then apparently it said they helped in the fight against Spyrus later, but there's not a whole lot of crossover with Ice Planet and Spyrus. Like
that was just like the general story.
Yeah, that was what I was digging up online. That was kind of the general story, is that the next year they were supposedly depicted, or at least said to have helped defeating Spyrus. Because Spyrus was an actual, just like Blacktron, was bad. They were bad guys.
Yeah.
Like they were tearing up civilian like train tracks and stuff, and they're depicted as doing that. Like because they go after
like a bunch of robot like looking.
Yeah. They have like
the minifigs have like robot faces and stuff like that too.
Yeah. So I want to listen to this. This is where it gets like a little nuts. Because so the figures, there's Commander Cold. We should mention him because he's the commander of the Ice Planets.
I've got him here somewhere. He's one of these guys.
Yeah, he's the guy with the big mustache. He kind of looks like the new CMF Knight with the big Snow Dog guy. I don't know, the Snow Knight that came out. He looks a little bit like that guy.
There he is right there.
Yeah, Commander Cold.
He's the only one that comes with that torso too.
Yes. The rest of the
you can't really see it in there, but it's different from all the other ones.
Yes. And he the rest of the Ice Planet astronauts, they're called Ice Planet astronauts on the internet again. And I wasn't really vibing too much with what the internet had to say, some of the websites and stuff, because some of it this didn't seem like it was exactly the way I view it, but that's fine.
Here's old girl right here.
Yeah, what a cool head print on her.
Yeah, it is very cool.
Because if you take her helmet off, you probably can't see it, but there's
she's got these big old hoop earrings going on.
It's so good. It's so good, dude.
Like she's straight out of the ghetto.
Well, but people again online were saying that was the first space faction to depict a female, and it was the first. Her. She doesn't have a name, unfortunately. And it was the first to depict an explicitly female figure with the lips and the hair and whatever you want to do. The graphic on her was a female graphic. But if you think about it, back in Castle, a lot of the females had the traditional smiley face. And so who's to say that some of the, older factions of smiley face Lego people for the old space weren't female? Just because it didn't show the hair pieces, because they were all in helmets. So I don't necessarily buy that she's the first Lego space person, but that's a female. But, whatever.
I think that's actually accurate. I think it was just a sausage fest until she came along.
I don't know, man. Because think about it, dude. The Lego space guys. All these guys and the castle ones. There's princesses that have just a smile face, no lips or anything else.
I know, but you also have to take into consideration old crazy chick on the Black Seas Barracuda.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And the forest
that was
woman.
89. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the forestman.
Yeah. That's true. Well, it's undoubtedly
there was like 3 chicks for the first 10 years of Lego Factions.
I know.
And we just named all 3 of them.
Yeah, we did. It's undoubtedly the first one to have feminine features that are printed on the in Lego space. So that's for sure.
Yeah, but it's cool. She's got red hair. She's got that flair, that like I'm a space astronaut chick flair. You know?
Yeah.
She's honestly probably sisters with the chick from Rock Raiders.
Oh, 100%, dude. Absolutely. Relative of some sort, for sure. Yeah. Does she come on 2 of the sets or just the 1?
I think just the main base.
Okay. I wasn't sure if she came in the Celeste or Deep Freeze Defender.
Oh, okay. So the Commander Cold comes on the Celestial Sled, so I actually have 3 of him. And then you got the one neutral Ice Planet guy with the little white hair at the top.
Yeah, yeah.
He's everyone else.
Yeah, he's the rest of them.
Yeah, he's the rest of them.
Yeah, which is kind of funny.
Which is okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Going back to, I was getting excited about this Spyrus thing. Listen, so I believe Commander Cold also comes in the Space Explorers pack, along with 2 of the Spyrus guys and 1 of the Unitron commanders, and the Spyrus robot droid, who's apparently called Major Kartovsky. Sounds German to me.
Or Russian.
Oh, no, you're right. Sorry. Sounds Russian. Yeah. So, dude, Spyrus was Russian. Like Russian space spies. 100%, bro.
Oh, man. I don't know, Jason. Maybe.
Major Kartovsky. And it's all over. Like, this isn't one of those, like, I couldn't find it. I could only find, this wasn't one of those where it was one case. Like, you Google it, he pops up everywhere as being called that. And he's the little red android.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah. I had no idea he even had a name.
That's cool though. That's cool.
I thought it was cool. So
yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, sure. I was pretty happy to find that out. It was pretty nuts. I was like, what?
Well, I wanted to show everyone an awesome thing about these sets.
Yeah.
That I learned in my wild teenage days, when I had melted candles all over the place from, Hot Topic and whatnot.
Sure.
So I've actually set up a black light. So I'm going to cut the lights and show each one of the sets again under a black light.
Sweet. Well, let's take a look. And then I have some.
I'm going to do it right now.
Oh, there he goes.
Yep. So this is what the Ice Station Odyssey looks like under a black light.
Dude, that's so cool.
Super, super, super awesome.
I mean, can you even display them any other way after this?
No, really, you can't. So that was the Ice Station Odyssey.
Yeah, let's take a look at the other.
This is the Blizzard Baron.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah, dude, the little saw blade on that looks so cool.
Then you've got the Deep Freeze Defender.
Yep. Wow. Yeah, take a look at the back of that. Yeah.
Lit up.
That's so cool. We got some comments here. Wow. Okay, now I need the sets plus about black light. James
Here's this is the front side of my snooper.
Okay, yeah. Let's take a look at that.
Now, see, this piece is the piece from the Nexonites. So it glows just as good as the original trans neon orange does.
Yeah, there you go, man. So
And then
yeah, guys.
you've got your Blacktron minifigs with
Oh, they go too.
the trans neon green. And then
Dude.
you've got the UFOs with the trans neon green.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, because like, like in a black light, you're just like,
Yeah.
but this set right here, the Deep Freeze Defender is just super gnarly.
That looks amazing.
I imagine if you're on Planet Cristo and it's nighttime and you're out of the sun's rays and it's pitch black, this is what you see flying through the sky.
Yeah. It looks, with that black light, it looks warm. It looks like it's radiating that heat you were talking about.
Yeah, it's radiating the heat. That's what I'm saying. It's super gnarly.
It's so cool, man. Dude, pull up the Ice Station Odyssey one more time, because that looks so good. Yeah. Let's get a last shot of that. Look at that. The domes, man.
I know.
The little laser door.
Yeah, the laser doors over here.
Just glowing. Man, that's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm glad you were.
Yeah, so a proper setup for all the Ice Planet is a snow build with black lights built in.
Absolutely. That's so cool. I'm going through a couple of the comments here. They love, dude. Yeah, people are loving that. It looks so cool. Yeah, we got that's awesome. It's themed translucent pieces, bruh. I had a black light when I was younger. Yes, that's amazing. Cat Brown, RR Sluggers, liking what you got going on there. Yeah, and then I'm gonna back up a little bit. We got a couple Epic Brick 18. I think the only Lego designers that actually listen to the fans are from Speed Champions theme. I don't know anything about Speed Champions, but at least somebody's getting some feedback that's going through.
Yeah. Hey, RR Slugger, if you didn't know this, the Rock Raiders lenses are the same way. So all the trans neon on the Rock Raiders glows the exact same way.
That's so cool.
Under a black light. So if you have the proper amount of warm white light versus the black light, you can get the full set color plus the glow in a build, which is amazing.
Cool. Yeah, well, I know he's got all of the Rock Raider stuff. I've seen his collection on his YouTube channel. So that's awesome.
I think I've got all the parts for him, but I've only built one.
Yeah, I don't have the main base, but I'm maybe not the big hovercraft one. I should know the name, but I don't. But I do have most of the other ones on Rock Raiders.
Yeah. I got the big giant chrome. Look at that. It's the mint condition chrome drill.
That's nice. There it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe they made
I bet RR Slugger doesn't have hordes of these.
Actually, he's got quite a few.
I don't know. I've got like 20 of them.
Yeah. Let's see. I jumped back up in the comments just to get a little bit of interaction here. We got RR Slugger talking about the Exploring Starship is also great. Also, best from that theme, in my opinion. Okay, yeah. Retro Brick says, would you take Deep Freeze Defender over the Ice Station Odyssey? What do you think, man? Would you go if you had to lose one?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I might be on Ice Station Odyssey over the ship, only because I love locational Lego sets. When I was collecting Star Wars stuff, I almost stopped buying the ships and would only buy things that had locations built, because I need places for the things to be happening. And if I just have stacks of chips, I'm not that interested.
I agree with that. And I mean, the Ice Station Odyssey is a cool set, but there's not much to it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Like, there's not even anywhere to get inside.
Sure, it's just kind of open.
Yeah, it's just like a couple of big windows that like stop you from seeing one direction, and then that's it. At least
Right.
in the deep freeze Defender, you can get inside.
Well, here, retro, or sorry, not retro. Yeah, I see your point there, man. And then RR Slugger, I think, responded to that one. And let's see what he has to say. He said, I would for sure. I'm actually not a huge fan of the Ice Station Odyssey. Okay, I've got a couple of them. Nice. Well, if you're not a huge fan, I mean, I send them over, bro.
Yeah, Jason doesn't have one.
But I decided to disassemble and make a mock instead. Oh, yeah, that's the way to go. And that's what I'm kind of thinking in my head. I would probably build onto it somehow and maybe expand it. Maybe it look a little bit more like one of the old Blacktron bases maybe we were talking about or something. Well,
yeah, with badass.
Yeah, with the Ice Planet colors on it. Yeah, so we talked about the lore a little bit. Okay, I think I caught up on most of the comments here. Cool. Thanks for all the comments and the discussion in the chat, guys. It's really, really great to have the interaction there.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. James 5 Westman says, does the classic Space Trans yellow glow the same way?
Yes. No.
It does. Or
no,
okay.
It does not.
Probably because it's the neon part of the neon orange and the neon green.
Yeah, it's the neon. Yeah. If it's trans neon anything, it glows in a black light. If it's just like trans yellow, the answer is no.
Got it. Well, good to know.
And Blacktron 1 had trans yellow.
Right.
Now, that doesn't mean you couldn't do a Blacktron 1 reboot with some trans neon, because a lot of those parts came out in trans neon later on.
That'd be kind of cool.
Would technically be the trans neon green from Blacktron 2.
Yes.
Or the UFOs or Rock Raiders. They all had the same.
Yeah. Yeah. Slugger says you might need to try that with the Rock Raiders. I think we were talking about the black light. Retro Brick says locations are the best, especially when the whole theme is about a planet. That's a good point. I like that. That kind of goes along with what I was kind of leaning towards in the to that question earlier. Great pieces on the ice planet. Okay, yeah. Or on the ice planet base. Sorry, there's some good pieces he was mentioning. That was our.
Yeah, but I mean, I could appreciate some kind of a cabin or something where you could at least go inside.
Yeah, 100%, man.
The only vehicle that comes in the entire theme that you can like take your ice planet gear off, like your helmet and all that, is in the Deep Freeze Defender.
Right.
None of the other ones, all the other ones are wide open.
Unless it's got oxygen on the planet.
But I'm saying, like, if it's ice planet, it's probably so cold that it would freeze them. That's why they have heated lenses on their face.
You make a good point.
So, like, literally, it's the only vehicle. So the only thing that we are seriously lacking is an actual location for them to climb inside at their base, which is ridiculous.
I wonder, though, with the size of those two domes, if there's enough heat generated that you could at least kind of de-gear a little bit directly under that.
Maybe. We could add another 2 and make it a full dome.
You know, I know you're not as big on the Explorians, but there's a base that has a half dome that's not built on a raised base plate that has a mechanism where you slide it back and the domes, they open like that.
That's cool.
So if you put that kind of facing forward and modified everything to fit those 2 more domes in the front and had that opening feature, dude, that'd be cool.
Now, because of that simple fact, and I've actually thought about this, the build that I did, you can crawl through each cab.
Oh, cool.
And go all the way out the back. So you can be inside, like the guy that runs this pod also runs the back, which is the satellite controls for on the trailer.
Got it. So it's kind of like in like you see in those old war movies, like in a B-17 bomber or something, where they're like doing something and then they swivel around and they mount up on the gun. Yeah.
Yeah. So in this vehicle right here, you could technically have an Ice Planet guy wearing just like an Ice Planet sweater, which is like the new minifig. So
like this guy. So yeah, I kind of built. I'm not finished with him, but this is what I put together with that guy, and you can kind of see him here. I used a Monkey Kid neon visor face piece, and then a little orange helmet or a little orange. This is my hat actually. If you like You know, we got my hat here.
Yeah.
This is my sig fig now. And then
Yeah.
yeah, we got the new edition of the Ice Planet, which honestly, I mean, it's just a dude like wearing that in the set, but it is almost exactly like it's like an updated version of the original. It really is.
It's Ice Planet. Let's
I
not
mean,
even question it, Jason.
it's got the fur collar on it and everything.
Yeah. So like you would be able to wear that with like a ball cap riding in the Deep Freeze Defender.
Yeah, or
My
possibly,
Snooper. But
or possibly
base,
under the
yeah.
dome, you could maybe gear down to this, but you'd still have the face visor, right, and maybe the hat to keep you warm still. I don't know. You could have a couple of them under there like that. But yeah, that's a cool little fact that Ice Planet does have a actual logo, old school logo printed. Lego still has currently Ice Planet torso in their inventory, I guess you could say, that's current. So that's pretty awesome. Barry's talking about Fooling with Bricks says, also Barry, that's his name. For those who don't know,
No
everyone likes larger sets, but the small ones are underrated. I love the Blizzard Baron.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Blizzard Baron's cool.
It is
yeah,
cool.
Fooling with Bricks, I'm wearing the hat. Yeah, I know. I'm wearing the hat on the minifig. Yeah, that's the Blizzard Baron. That is a very cool ship. It's got the cool dish on the back. For new parts, there wasn't a whole bunch of new pieces, but there were some exclusive trans neon orange parts. So, for instance, parts that only came in this set as trans neon orange.
Yeah, the sled pieces.
Mm-hmm. The big domes.
The big domes and trans neon.
A couple of the I can't describe it very well, but it's like the little squared off hinge hatch window pieces that clip together. Those right there. Yeah, those are exclusive in that color to this theme. Parts that were introduced.
I think the big windscreens too on the Deep Freeze Defender are as well.
I think so. Yeah, to this set. Yeah, I don't think because they remade them for Nexo-Knights. They're similar, but they're not the same piece.
Yeah, they're similar. No, it's this piece.
Right, because they discontinued that hinge.
Yeah,
but
they
they have long ones
that
too.
hinge.
I think Nexo-Knights has some long pointed ones as well.
Yeah, they might. They may have. I'm not 100%.
Yeah, but they're not the same part. So yeah, so the real new parts would be the visors on the helmets, totally new mold.
Mm-hmm.
The
Which
saw
is super
piece,
cool, by the way.
It's a good visor. It's fantastic.
It is.
And it did come out without the antenna piece molded on it in like a kind of a chromed silver color for like some of the Ultra Agents Lego sets a little later. The same type of visor. Yeah. You can see them on my Skeletrons that I did for my random space faction. I have a couple of them wearing them, so you can take a look at that if you want. It's on my Instagram. The saw piece is new to this theme, or at least this year. It came out on Ice Planet as well as a couple other sets, but it was new to that year. So I think it was developed probably for Ice Planet, and then they did it in light gray as well for some city stuff. Of course, the base plate print, right? I mean, that's brand new print.
Yeah.
And that was most of what I could dig up. The rest of it was pretty much just special trans orange parts of things that have already been released by Lego. So, yeah, man. I had, you were talking about that unnamed set. I did find a set called Ice Enlarger, which doesn't make any sense at all. It's a dumb name. But it was listed in a set list. So I don't know if that's the unnamed set.
I'm not sure.
But you didn't find one called that at all, right?
No.
So that might, someone, if you're interested in Googling that or looking that up, find out what's going on. That is a set that's on my list for some reason, but we didn't mention. So
yeah,
that
I've never heard of that before.
It's a weird name. It doesn't make sense. It's like, why would you be enlarging the ice? Like, you don't want that. You want to move some of it out of the way.
No, you want to cut it up.
Exactly. I did want to point out there's a lot of ground vehicles in this theme with big wheels and sleds, which makes sense for the terrain. I would assume that on planet, what's it called? Christo.
Christo.
On planet Christo, the weather can get so bad that some of the ships can't fly in the atmosphere. Like they could probably get these really intense ice storms that would possibly ground some of those airships.
Well,
So they have
that's why you have to have vehicles like the Tunnelator.
exactly going through the ice, or the big, large-wheeled vehicles moving along the top of the ice.
Yeah, like mine with the heated wheels that can literally go through anything.
See, and I see that as being the exact vehicle you'd want during an ice storm.
Yes, I would agree 100%.
Where you've got the deep freeze defender's been grounded, and you have to move to another location to check on those ice satellite depots.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a couple instructions that were released with the same logo in the corner of the box right here. But instead of Ice Planet 2002, it said Ice Galaxy 2002. And nobody could figure out if it was original thing because it only appeared on some instruction books. So that was a cool little fact I dug up about it. I think Ice Planet works much better than Ice Galaxy.
Well, yeah, because it's not an ice galaxy.
I was just going to say, it's about an actual planet, and it has a name for the planet.
Yeah, and normally if we're talking about planets, there's always just one planet that's like really, really, really cold.
Right.
I mean, it's like that in everything that we've ever done ever in the history of space. There's always one planet that's really cold. Even in real life, when Pluto was a planet, it was really cold.
Sure. Well, I think a lot of the planets are extremely cold out there.
And you remember the game Star Fox? There was always one cold planet.
Sure, yeah. Well, video games are a great example. When you have like a world-type video game where you're going to different places, there's always the ice planet.
Yeah.
There's always the cold place.
Mario Brothers had an ice level.
I was going to say, there's the Mario ice level with the little penguins.
Yeah.
And then, of course, no 90s Lego theme wouldn't be complete unless it made a phenomenal appearance in Lego Racers, the video game. So, yeah, they had a whole ice track that you could go through, and you could see glimpses of ice planet stations and little satellite cars and things as you raced through this snow track.
That's super cool.
It was super cool. I don't remember if you actually raced against Commander Cold, but you could play as a racer called Robo Racer, who was a combination of an Explorian, like the Explorian android torso. The Explorian android head on top of a ice planet torso, indicating that maybe at some point you could add those into the ice planet as some of the droids that maybe operated inside the ice planet bases or something like that. But he only shows up in the video game, so they never went with that. And then, yeah, honestly, is it the first Lego theme to introduce snow? I think it is.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about that, and I was like, because we have plenty of that now. But at the time, it was the first one to show a snowy landscape, you know?
Yeah, and snow vehicles used for, whatever their purpose was. The sleds, the big snow tires that they use on other vehicles.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. So I thought it's definitely the first theme to be snow-based. There may have been a depiction of like maybe a little Santa for a themed holiday set, but not a theme. Like not like
we're talking about a themed faction, and this was the first one. So then I think what Arctic came out after that.
Yeah, Arctic, and then you had a Winter Village, right? Which is every year you got sets based in that now. They've done Arctic twice or three times actually now since, so sub-themes of city have had snow. There's a whole bunch of creator sets that have snow in them. There's even a little ski cabin. There's Lego city sets that have snow depictions in them. After Ice Planet, you started seeing more snow things happen. But it was the first. So can we call it the first Christmas theme?
Yeah, I guess we could.
I thought you'd like that because you're the Christmas guy.
I am.
It's like people.
I like Christmas sets.
People call Die Hard a Christmas movie, so we can call Ice Planet a Christmas theme. I think
we can.
But yeah. So yeah, it wasn't until Arctic that we had another fully snow theme. And that, I think we talked about Arctic in one of our live streams. Go check it out, guys. Link in the description or whatever. It's not in the description, but it is on it's on YouTube.
It's on my YouTube.
So if you want more Lego content, check it out. But yeah, man, that's all I got. I got the notes, wrote it all down. That's what we got for this episode.
Okay, cool. Well, I just wanted to let everybody know. Probably a lot of people will see this after the fact, but I am going to be releasing a bunch of new products on the Brick Monarch shop.
Yeah, and I got a
following week.
And I got a sneak peek because I'm in with the Brick Monarch.
That's right.
And they're great. They are really cool. So take a look at when those drop. Keep posted on Andrew's shop because
we will. We'll put up a YouTube video and I'll put up some posts and whatnot just ahead of time. But a lot of new cool stuff, different.
Yeah,
a lot of different stuff that you really wouldn't expect. It's going to catch everybody off guard.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool stuff. So I'm excited to see more of that come out. Yeah. Oh, and I'll mention one last thing about the Ice Planet community, actually, because we had kind of touched on how it's kind of a cult classic theme, sort of.
Yeah, very much so.
Call it. When I was Googling and looking for information on this, insane amount of very cool MOCs have been done with this theme, more than I found with other stuff I've looked for.
Lots of MOCs.
Yeah. So I'd encourage people to Google the theme and take a look because there's a lot of inspiration out there for Ice Planet stuff. And it's not just Lego people who are being inspired by this theme years later, because there's a lot of digital artists and artists who have done stuff. And I actually printed out a photo of one of the art pieces based on Ice Planet. I'll show you that in a second here. But yeah, it's really cool. So check out just Googling Lego Ice Planet. You're going to find a ton of content on this and just see how much people really do love this theme. But yeah, this was the picture that someone had done. Check a look, it's like concept art for Ice Planet. I mean, you got the saw there, you got the little blaster. I believe that's the chick, and that's probably Commander Cold. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. And then you have this big vehicle type thing in the back here. Really nice digital artwork based on Lego Ice Planet.
Very cool.
But yeah, that was done by an artist by the tag Mr. Jack, and he's on DeviantArt. That's where I found that. So you can check out his stuff. He has a little biography about how he loved Ice Planet as a kid and did that art based on it. So
I can't remember the kid's name. We've talked about him before. He did a YouTube video on Ice Planet, basically just kind of describing the whole faction and just talking about it in general. And that video is very, very good.
Is it Lego Rewind?
Lego Rewind.
Yeah. The YouTube channel is Nick on Planet Ripple, and he did a whole series of kind of like what we're doing, where you talk about the old themes. But he did
he's just talking.
It's just him talking over a bunch of old commercials and like cool shots of the old sets.
Yeah, but it's very cool. It's very interesting.
It's super informative.
Definitely check out the Ice Planet video if you're into Ice Planet.
Yeah, that's a good recommendation. Check out his channel. Go give him a follow, and watch some of his Lego Rewind stuff. I love that. I watched so many of his videos.
I do too. I've seen all of them.
Yeah, they're good. They're good, man.
All the Lego ones, anyway.
Right.
But I guess that's about it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. As usual, we forgot to pick a theme for next week, but
we'll so far.
What was that?
I've got a lot of building to do this week, so I'll come up with something.
Oh yeah, there's stacks of content left to talk about, so we're not in peril there.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about Mtron or UFOs or any of the city stuff.
None of the city stuff. I mean, we've got divers,
Aquazone.
I mean, what? There's I feel like there's even some other like sets that are non-space and sci-fi that we could dig into. I'm drawing a blank on them right now, but
that's okay. We're not going to make a decision right now.
Oh, we got pirates too. We got probably two more.
Yeah, we still got years of pirates.
Years of pirates. So We're good, bro. We're good.
I would actually like to get into talking about some of the original town and city stuff.
Yeah. Do you know, since this is Let's Talk About Lego, and we're literally now just talking about Lego, and we're not on theme now anymore, which is totally fine. I was curious about trains. Do you care much for the trains, the 9-volt mostly, the Lego Systems trains?
I had some of them when I was a kid, yes.
Did you? Yeah. What do you think about those?
I thought they were pretty cool.
So, okay, yeah. Well, I'd be
But
interested in talking about
the
trains.
problem was back when I was a kid is I didn't have the money to buy them.
They were a little bit more on the expensive
Yeah,
end, and
I
if you were
mean,
gonna,
you're talking about $100 set
yeah,
right off rip, and then you had to buy more track, and then you
yeah,
had to have the parts to build the track up to make it look cool,
right,
right? And then it's like released the same time as like the Dungeon Master's Castle. Well, which one do you
right,
think I'm getting?
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
You're dropping 100. You're not going to be dropping it on a very cool train, but still, it's a train. If you've
No,
got
we're
a
gonna be
castle to
dropping
buy,
it on a castle. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, when
Well,
I was a kid, I got one big Lego set.
yeah,
One.
yeah,
And it was always the castle or the ship.
yeah. You had to get the castle on the ship, bro, the
Yeah.
fort or whatever. Yeah.
Always.
Cool. Well, but that would be a fun topic to kind of dig into a little bit. There's some really, really cool trains that I don't think a lot of people know about. And
There
yeah,
is. I mean, even the very first train that came out was really cool. It only had like 3 cars on it.
yeah,
I had
yeah.
that one.
So maybe we'll talk more off camera about that. But like, yeah, maybe we could do a cool train episode because there's a lot of Lego train fans.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I actually wanted to get that crocodile set.
oh yeah, the new one, the crocodile engine or whatever it's called.
Yeah. I thought that was super cool, but it was one of those ones that like, it was kind of like the mansion, but
yeah,
the mansion had so much more appeal because it tied to Johnny Thunder.
totally.
Whereas the crocodile doesn't really tie to anything. It's more one of those just buy it and set it on the shelf pieces kind of thing. So it just kind of got passed over. But I thought it was a great set. It looked good.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you. It is well. It was a reference to a callback to an old set that they had done. I think in red. It was an old red one.
Yeah, that was a red one.
Yeah, they rebuilt. Yeah, so that was cool that they did that. Train people loved it for sure. James 5 Westman says you could talk about classic spaceport in town. Yeah, they do have a lot of those, like in the mid '90s, where they had a lot of like realistic space travel stuff.
Oh man. It's got some of the best sets in it ever.
Well, it's really good. I would also maybe, is there a certain sub theme inside City that had the marina, the Gas and Go Marina or whatever it was called? Or is that just called City?
No, it was. I think it may have been technically considered town.
Okay, but
maybe.
Yeah, that's another.
And that was the Sail and Fly Marina.
Sail and Fly Marina. Yeah.
Had the jet boats and the planes that would land.
Yeah. Well, there's also the Extreme Team, which is late '90s, and they had like that crazy raised base plate with the floppy bridge on it, and like some wild like jet surfing vehicles and stuff. And that was a sub theme inside of Lego too.
Not cool. Not
Dude,
cool.
It's awesome. That's one of the coolest base plates Lego ever made was that one.
Those are the sets that like the only people that want to play with those are named Kyle, and they drink Mountain Dew.
Did you keep talking about this Kyle guy? Did you know some dude named Kyle who played with all the crappy Lego?
Yeah, every dude on the planet that snowboards and does all that crazy wild stuff is named Kyle, and they always drink Mountain Dew.
All right, I thought they were cool. There's also Outback.
Maybe you wanted to be Kyle.
But I'm not Kyle, bro. Do you remember the Outback? They had like 5 sets.
The Outback was awesome.
Dude, let's talk about the Outback, bro.
Yeah, let's talk about the Outback. Put it
on the list. Put it on the list. Anyway, all right. We're going to let you guys go. Have a great evening. Thank you for talking, Andrew. It was awesome.
Yeah, and Bush Light. See, Kat knows. She knows who I'm talking about.
She knows about the
She's
Kyles.
come across the Kyle before.
All right. I'm signing off. I'm done with this conversation.
All right, see you guys. Have a good weekend.
Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Later.